June 9th, on this day, in 68, Roman Emperor Nero committed suicide, urging his secretary Epaphroditos to help him end his life in order to avoid a Senate-imposed death by flogging. In 721, Odo of Aquitaine defeated a Umayyad Muslim army at the Battle of Toulouse, halting Arab expansion in Western Europe. In 1064, Coimbra in Portugal fell to Ferdinand, King of Castile, marking a key moment in the Christian reconquest of the Iberian Peninsula. In 1156, Holy Roman Emperor Frederick I, also known as Barbarossa, married Beatrice of Burgundy, the daughter and heiress of Renaud III, at Würzburg, strengthening imperial power through this important alliance. In 1358, the Jacquerie, a revolt of French peasants against the abuses by the nobility in northeastern France, suffered a critical defeat at Meaux. In 1534, French explorer Jacques Cartier sailed into the mouth of the St. Lawrence River in Canada, paving the way for French exploration of North America. In 1549, the Book of Common Prayer was adopted by the Church of England, marking a significant development in English religious history. In 1660, French King Louis XIV married Maria Theresa of Spain at Saint-Jean-de-Luz, marking a pivotal union between two major European dynasties. In 1781, English engineer George Stephenson, the principal inventor of the railroad locomotive, was born, laying the foundation for the age of rail transport. In 1815, the Congress of Vienna concluded with the signing of the final act by representatives of Austria, France, Great Britain, Portugal, Prussia, Russia, and Sweden, reshaping the political landscape of Europe after the Napoleonic Wars. In 1856, 500 Mormons left Iowa City, Iowa, heading west for Salt Lake City, Utah, carrying all their possessions in two-wheeled handcarts as part of the Mormon migration across the American frontier. In 1861, Mary Ann Mother Bickerdike began working in Union hospitals, becoming a renowned Civil War nurse known for compassion and tireless dedication. In 1863, Union and Confederate cavalry forces clashed at the Battle of Brandy Station in Virginia, which became the largest cavalry battle of the American Civil War. In 1870, English writer Charles Dickens, widely considered the greatest Victorian novelist, died at Gad's Hill near Chatham in Kent. In 1891, American composer and lyricist Cole Porter, who would bring sophistication and wit to the American musical, was born in Peru, Indiana. In 1923, Bulgaria's government was overthrown by the military, ushering in a period of political instability. In 1924, Jelly Roll Morton, a pioneering American jazz pianist and composer, recorded Jelly Roll Blues, widely regarded as a landmark in the development of jazz music. In 1928, Australian aviator Charles Kingsford Smith and his crew completed the world's first trans-Pacific flight. They began in Oakland, California, and after several stops, landed safely in Brisbane 9 days later. In 1931, American physicist Robert H. Goddard patented a rocket-fueled aircraft design, paving the way for future advancements in rocketry and space exploration. In 1934, Donald Duck made his first appearance in the Disney cartoon The Wise Little Hen. The short-tempered duck, typically dressed in a sailor suit, would become one of Walt Disney's most famous cartoon characters. In 1940, German tank forces, under Major General Erwin Rommel, crossed the Seine River in a push toward France's Atlantic coast during World War II. In 1942, residents of the village of Lidis, now in the Czech Republic, were rounded up by Nazi forces. Most would be massacred the following day in reprisal for the assassination of Reinhard Heydrich by Czech resistance fighters. In 1945, Japanese Premier Kentaro Suzuki declared that Japan would continue to fight and not accept unconditional surrender, underscoring the nation's resolve during the final stages of World War II. In 1946, Bhumibol Adulyadej was crowned King of Thailand. At the time of his death in 2016, he held the distinction of being the world's longest reigning head of state, with 70 years on the throne. In 1951, North Vietnamese General Vo Nguyen Giap ordered the Viet Minh to withdraw from the Red River Delta after several unsuccessful attacks on French colonial troops. In 1954, during the Army McCarthy hearings, Attorney Joseph Welch famously challenged Senator Joseph McCarthy with the question, "Have you no sense of decency?" This moment became a turning point in combating anti-communist witch hunts in the United States. In 1959, the first ballistic missile-carrying submarine, the USS George Washington, was launched, representing a major advancement in naval warfare and Cold War deterrence. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel captured the Golan Heights from Syria. The ongoing occupation and establishment of settlements have remained key challenges in efforts to resolve the Middle East conflict. In 1972, American military advisor John Paul Vann was killed in a helicopter accident in Vietnam, ending the life of a prominent figure in American involvement during the Vietnam War. In 1977, the Silver Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain was celebrated with fireworks, marking 25 years of her reign. In 1986, NASA published its official report on the Challenger space shuttle accident, addressing the causes and outlining recommendations to improve safety in future missions. In 2008, American baseball player Ken Griffey Jr. hit his 600th career home run, becoming only the sixth player in Major League history to achieve this milestone. In 2019, over 1 million people protested in Hong Kong against proposed new laws for extradition to China, making it one of the largest demonstrations in the city's history.
Subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's events.